Welcome to Old Town.
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of riches. My riches is life.
I am not hungover. I did not go on a date with any guy off Bumble last night. Although he did hit me up at 1:30 in the morning being like, yo, let's smoke. And it's like, there is a part of me that's like, okay, in Europe, you know, people are also 5 in the morning. But at the same time, it's 1:30, I'm in bed. I'm not trying to smoke pot with you, bro. Houston loves me. Obviously, Stary Miasto is super touristy, but let's be honest, I'm a tourist in my own country, so I love it here. It makes me feel when I'm here that like so much knowledge came out of these buildings. I mean, these buildings have been here since like the 1600s. Like Copernicus probably came up with his legendary, life-changing theory here. I don't know if you guys know this, but Copernicus is my favorite Polish person to ever exist because he was the first person to say, hey guys, don't be so egotistical, okay? The sun does not revolve around us, we revolve around the sun. This is one of the few streets in Warsaw that remains before the war. And you could tell because, you know, the wall is peeling, it's rusty. Most of Warsaw doesn't look like this anymore. When I see streets like this, it feels really special to me because I feel like it's a part of history. And that's what I really love about being in Europe is you can feel the ancient civilization here. Whereas in the States, the ancient civilization is more in the nature. There's a lot of immigrants here now, and some of the Poles don't really like it because Poland is one of like the most homogenous societies, especially after the war when all the Jews left. Poland has been very nationalistic, and so now there's a renaissance in Polish culture where they're bringing in a lot of immigrants, and me, as a diaspora kid, I fucking love that shit. And when you type in diaspora on Google, the first thing that says is a dispersion of the Jewish people beyond Israel. So I'm a fucking real dictionary definition of a diaspora kid. And then in 1968, so 23 years after the war ended, they were like, Jews can't be here anymore, fuck them. They were really making it hard to be a Jewish person in Poland. My grandfather was a professor, he couldn't teach anymore. My family was kicked out of Poland because of their race. And you know, they were stripped of their citizenship. They didn't have a passport, they were considered stateless. They had to find a sponsor anywhere else in the world. And they were forced to leave. They couldn't take anything with them but $5 for a family of 4. This is one of the strictest countries in the entire European Union with abortion and gay rights. And, you know, I think now in 2021, just because of the internet, people are over it. And so I feel like a lot of people that grew up very Catholic are looking for like, hey, there's something more to me than that, and they're finding it in Judaism. And it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I'm gonna go to Shabbat tomorrow, but it does mean like, hey, there's more roots to me than what I was taught. So it's an interesting time in Poland. Hello, Your Majesty. We're in the old town still, but we're about to go because I'm over the old town. I want to see the new city and the new places. A bit ado, my friend. We're going through the streets of Stary Miasto right now in the back of a horse. We're eating a tsipki. So this is like my favorite street food in Poland. It's kind of like a Polish halloumi. And it's very much popular in mountain towns, like in the winter. Like if you're gonna go snowboarding in Zakopane, which is like the best place to snowboard here, you would eat this with a cranberry sauce. Literally, tastes like my childhood. Like cranberry? No, best. Ona wybacza moje wady, wybacza błędy, rozumie moje dziaby I złote zęby. This is my favorite part about Poland, is that the mermaid is our city symbol. They say, you know, the mermaid was swimming in these waters and no one had ever seen such a beautiful creature. And one day she was like, wow, this is a beautiful place. I'm gonna chill in this city because it's so pretty. And when merchants got wind of this, they were like, we need to steal this mermaid. We need to bring her back into the ocean. They wanted to take her and kidnap her, but she wasn't having that. And then the guys from this city decided to save her. And from then on, she was their guardian and their protector of the city. So the mermaid protects Warsaw, and I think that's so beautiful.
Welcome to the Neon Museum, Roxana.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure to have you.
Yes. What's your name?
David.
David. And this is your museum, yes?
It certainly is, yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for preserving the culture.
But we're the only neon museum in Europe. 300 plus neon
That's
signs.
so special.
And these are some of the small pieces. Upstairs in our warehouse, we have, you know, dozens of giant things, like giant chickens, gigantic kogut, globus orbis. We have the original globe from Jerusalem Avenue, which is 1951 it was made. So it's one of the oldest neon signs. So we've got huge things, and we're looking to take on another space so we can show off everything. So if you guys came back in a year,
we will.
Hopefully, we'll be in a bigger home.
Amazing. So kino means theater in Polish, and I just found out today that Poland had the oldest operating movie theater in the whole world. In 1895, Poland created its first theater. Before France, before England, obviously before the States. And so Poland was responsible, under the Soviet rule, of course, for most of the propaganda movies that they were making about communism. After Stalin got out of power, there was a thing called the thaw, which meant that now the restrictions of Soviet rule and of communism were thawing out. And I feel like a lot of my inspiration comes from that avant-garde era of Soviet filmmaking, because they brought the colors back and they were doing these weird things. Everybody was dreaming of a world that they didn't actually see in reality. So a lot of the movies that were being made in the avant-garde era, you know, had senses of magical realism. They were about dreams. They weren't normal because the world they were experiencing was so terrible to exist in. All they wanted to do was make movies about worlds that they wished they could live in. Colors are life. From the beginning of my career, people have always said, oh, your color palette, your color palette. And, you know, I don't remember a time in my life where I wasn't obsessed with a million colors at once. Like, seeing the colors is so innate for me. Because it's like, I feel like all my videos are so versatile and they're all so different. But the common denominator is that the colors are always gonna fucking pop. There are 7 buildings in Moscow called the Seven Sisters that are built in like the Stalinist era with a very similar style to this one. So this one is colloquially called the 8th sister.
When Tom Jones had a concert, towards the end of the concert, all of a sudden the sound went off. So they thought they fixed it, and they said, okay, come back. So Tom Jones is coming back. 3 times he kept coming back, and they never fixed the sound. They closed it for repair. Sala kompresowa. So I'm hoping that Tom Jones could be here too often, and I could kiss him again. I will provide for you. Should there be a thunderstorm now?
I like lie, 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 lie.
I like love is a candy on a shelf. You've got to go and help yourself.
I didn't know
the
that
sweetest thing. Yeah,
we're doing, it is Friday, which is the day of Shabbat. And so every Friday night you have a dinner and you light the candles. And we actually all met at the Jewish Cultural Festival last week. And now we're doing the Shabbat prayer. Could you read in Hebrew? Can I read in Hebrew? No, I can't read it.
So can we read it and then if someone
What's really special is that we're all filmmakers who don't all necessarily live in Poland, but we're all Polish. And we're meeting up today. And a few of them live in this house. And I feel very grateful to be here on my last Shabbat in Poland.
it's all about life. In the Shabbat day, it's like you are more connected to the God, to the universe. You light the first one for you, and the other one is for your close family and for your parents and brother and sister, and the last one is for your friend.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat Kodesh.
You light a candle and you take all this light to you, and you just close your eyes for the moment and you just think all the people that you love and you have him in you.
Shabbat shalom.